Check. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Set coming in the microphone. Get up to the step on. Can't hit a plate. Straight off the plate. Hey, get up to the cap on. Just so I can all time they touch. We can put a date on it. Everybody sitting at the table right here. Yeah, this is our place on. Running through the money and keep calling. Hold up, she gon' have to wait on me. VVS diamond in the middle of my t-shirt. Reach for I'm gonna put face on me. Rolls Royce truck on the way, cash out for me. Still had to wait on me. Pull up alone, I see the road right now. She did have to pay for it. Pay coming in on alcohol. I'm keeping 30 in my phone. I'm about burger for my shop. And niggas give me dirty rain on phone. Took off, pull up, give me dirty, took off on. Little hill just before we got cell phone. I'm on the streets, you gotta pay with your life. I got away with the white, you just like your father, and he was a wreck. So let me know the ring on the mic. Yeah, I had to travel the night. Yeah, I put that pick on the flight. Yeah, shout on the food, the same night. Late in the bush, it was a rainy night. Won't put no home on pebbles, no elbows. I'm trying to fuck on the same night. I put two on the same flight. Cook up 10 bricks in the same pot. I should both in the same glove. The weed and you got the same watch. Why you compete with me, nigga? We are not playing with the same shit. It's murder, no murder for half. And that bitch is stuck on my mindset. Coming in the microphone. Get up to the step on. Can't hit a plate. Straight off the plate. Hey, get up to the count on. Tell somebody they all time they touch. We can put a date on it. Everybody sitting at the table right here. Yeah, this is our place on. Running through the money and keep calling. Hold up, she gon' have to wait on me. VVS diamond in the middle of my t-shirt. Reach for I'm gonna put your face on. Rolls Royce truck on the way, cash out for me. Still had to wait on me. Pull up alone, I see the road right down. She can still have to pay for it. $100,000 over iPhone. I ain't got to show money. Plug keep calling, I'm gonna take it down. That'll get some more money. Baby's on the contract, I ain't got it. Tell her that I know money. I used to shout her. She got to know. She kept it real with me. If she get it known, better give me the money I'm getting. I swear I'm fucking the city. A real deal better than that bitch. I really hit it. Everywhere I go, I do. Pack coming in on the back street. Trail ride by, she ain't get key. $50,000 for a shoe. I ain't one of these shit. I just told me for the black foot. Got late looking, I'm still sincere. Got a truck on the got the first and the third. Got a lot of cash money, I can still get it burnt. If a wheel will change, I'm still getting burnt. Had an FN on me when I did get burnt. She's so good, she gon' need me. I was really in the streets.
Now, you know I can hear myself in here, but it's a delay.
Right.
we observe a moment of silence prior to the national anthem. 2 years ago, the Hampton Roads basketball community lost someone that was very near and dear to our hearts. Coach Ben Moore was a longtime area basketball coach and mentor to so many men and women, fellow coaches, and everyone he encountered, especially here on the peninsula. Unfortunately, Coach Moore passed away in December of 2017. Here this afternoon, Ben's son Chris Moore is the head coach for Thomas Nelson, and his wife Sharon is the night school coordinator for the apprentice school. At this time, we would like to ask everyone to observe a moment of silence in memory of Coach Ben Moore. We thank you. And now please bring your hats as we honor our nation and all those serving around the world, preserving and protecting our freedom with the playing of our national anthem. Now introducing this afternoon's starting lineups, first for the visiting Thomas Nelson Gators at 6'2", Chesapeake, Virginia, number 3, Hunter Ledler. 6'2", North Carolina, number 5, Yo-Yo Ely. 6 foot, Yorktown, Virginia, number 10, Josh Moore. 5'11", from Hampton, Virginia, number 12, Amari Ackland.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Newport News, Virginia, specifically on the campus of the Apprentice School, right here in the Apprentice School Athletic Center. We are back for another exciting afternoon of basketball action here, and I'll be here to bring it to you. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Howard McCain, and welcome in to another exciting basketball game here as the Apprentice School Builders take on the Gators of Thomas Nelson Community College. Again, Howard McCain, I'm with you. Our engineer producer is Sekou Fry. He will be joining us here throughout the broadcast. And once again, we just want to thank you for joining in. The Builders come into this afternoon's game with a record of 4-2, having just come off of a very hard-fought win on yesterday over a very scrappy Royals team from Regent University. The Builders came out of that basketball game with a win by a score of 65-60. So they will look to get right back to their winning ways today as they take on the Gators of Thomas Nelson Community College, who come into this afternoon's game with a losing record of 3-4. But believe it or not, they aren't off to a bad season. The games that they have lost have been by a combined average of 7.5 points. So this is a very good, very athletic Gators team that is coming into this afternoon's game against our Builders here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center. So strap in, buckle in, whatever you have to do to sit back and relax and enjoy this game as we get ready to tip it off at half court. Both teams' starting lineups have been introduced. And once we tip it off, I will give you those starting lineups. Our officials for this afternoon's game are Antoine Dawkins, Stephen Jones, and Luke Atwood. And we are underway for this afternoon's basketball game between the Builders of the Apprentice School and the Gators of Thomas Nelson Community College as the feed goes down low to Fuller. Nothing there, kicks out to Corey Joyner, who misses his opening shot. We are just underway here. No score at the Apprentice School Athletic Center as a hard Charge to the basket taken there by the Gators, and the putback is back up and in by Deshaun Johnson. And speaking of Deshaun Johnson, the starters for our visiting Gators are Josh Moore, Yo-Yo Ely, Deshaun Johnson, Amari Aiken, and Hunter Ledler as Brandon Joyner drains the opening two for the Builders here. Now our score 2-2 as the Builders put on a full court press. Is broken by the Gators. Long three-point shot, no good. Rebound taken, fought for on the floor. Will be a tie-up, and the possession arrow is in favor of the visiting Gators. So the Gators will retain possession here on the offensive end. 19:01 remaining in the first half. Score tied 2-2 as we await the inbound from the Gators. Builders looking to go 2-0 over the weekend. Again, coming off of a hard-fought win over Regent University on yesterday, 65-60 behind. 3 for 9 shooting from behind the three-point line by Brandon Joyner, who finished yesterday's game with 19 points as the Gators miss. Builders back on the attack. Here's Fuller going against a zone defense being put on right now. More of a matchup zone defense right now by the Gators as they switch out of a zone into man-to-man defense. Here's Joyner out to Fuller. Three-point try off the front of the iron. Fought for, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by a Builder. So the basketball goes over to the Gators. 18:29 remaining in the first half. We are tied 2-2 here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center as we see fans slowly start to trickle into the arena. Builders, full court press. Pressure broken. Long three-point shot. Goes down. Josh Moore. Those are his first points of this afternoon. And the Gators now have a 5-2 lead over the Builders as Walton works, makes it. Those will be the first two of the afternoon by Drew Walton. And that narrows the lead to 1 for the Gators, now 5-4 over the Builders. 17:52 left in the first half. Here's Amari Acklin with the basketball. Over to Yo-Yo Ely as we work to get to know these players a little bit more for the Gators. As the Gators work down low, shot up and off the glass is good by Deshaun Jackson, who is currently the leading scorer for the Gators. He comes in averaging 11 points and 9 rebounds a contest. Here's Joyner, 18 seconds on the shot clock, finds his brother. And the three-point shot is up and good. So that knocks the score at 7 apiece. Gators and Builders, 17:08 left. Again, Brandon Joyner coming off. Nice game yesterday, 19 points. Again, 3 for 9 shooting from behind the arc. May have been a missed call right there on a carry by the Gators, but there is play on with 7 seconds left on the shot clock as the Gators go. Dish. Outside the arc, shot no good, but we have a foul, and that is going to go on the Gators. That'll be Deshaun Johnson. And if you saw there, Deshaun Johnson did go over the back of the player to secure that rebound, so that will be a foul. That will be the first team foul on the Gators as the Builders attempt a bit of a risky inbound by Caleb Molesky, but it's taken by Brandon Joyner. Molesky works, drives, shot up off the glass, no good. Walton doing work underneath like he always does for the Builders, and he's fouled. Yo-Yo Ely with the foul for the Gators. That'll be his first personal foul in the team's second. And we talked about Drew Walton and his rebounding prowess that he puts on pretty much every single contest for the Builders. Finished yesterday's basketball game with 14 total rebounds as he steps to the line to shoot 2. And Walton sinks the second of two. 8-7 our score. Builders lead the Gators of Thomas Nelson Community College. As the Gators continue to work outside the arc. Trailing by one, Caleb Molesky. Now switches off to Walton on defense. Shot clock at 6. And the ball is thrown out of bounds by the Gators. Folks, that's a turnover. So the Builders go back on the attack with Joyner being guarded closely by Ledler, Hunter Ledler. Goes down low to Walton. Walton, shot no good. Deshaun Johnson with the rebound. A little bit of out of control play right here in the corner. Ball goes out of bounds, so possession will go back over to the Builders, who currently lead 8-7 over the Gators, 15:36 left in the first half. Gators try to trap Fuller in the backcourt. He does a great job of splitting the defense to get the ball over the timeline in plenty of time for the Builders to get into their offense. 15 seconds left on the shot clock as Fuller drives and hits. Strong move right along the baseline that time by Fuller. Those are Fuller's first points as the Builders extend their lead to 10-7 now. 15 minutes on the clock in the first half remaining. As the Gators, Johnson goes back to work. Ledler with the basketball. 8 seconds left on the shot clock as he calls for the screen. Looks. And we have a player control foul, and that's going to go against the Gators. Well, I take that back. That wasn't a player control foul. That was actually an illegal screen set that time by Hunter Ledler. So for Hunter Ledler, that'll be his first personal foul, and that will be the team's third. So Caleb Molesky will trigger from the baseline. Joyner trapped. Able to get it out to his brother. I'm sorry, I called Corey Brandon, and I'm calling Brandon Corey. That was actually Brandon that got the inbound. Feed down low to Walton. Walton's shot is good. Drew Walton. That's his 5th point of this afternoon's game. And the Builders are now leading 12-7. Here's Johnson. Johnson so far has been responsible for the majority of scoring right now for the Gators as he pours in his 6th point. So 12-9, Builders over the Gators. 13:59 remaining in the first half. Here's Fuller for 3. Rims out, rebound taken by Josh Moore. Moore. And we have an offensive foul call. That foul call is going to go against Yo-Yo Ely, and that'll be his 2nd personal foul, so he'll have to exit as the Builders counter with Sam Morris. He comes onto the court for Brandon Joyner, Sam Morris into the game for Brandon Joyner, as Corey Joyner takes the inbound in backcourt. 13:39 remaining. Builders holding to a 12-9 lead as Corey Joyner's 3-point shot is good. 15-9 is the score now after that long 3-point shot from the top of the arc by Joyner. As the Gators go back on the attack, turnover. Builders running. Here's Joyner to Morris. Skip pass to Fuller. Fuller attacks. Nice dish down low to Walton, but Walton unable to control it as the long 3-point shot goes down for Vincent Collins of the Gators, and the Gators have pulled a little bit closer. 15-12 now is the score as the Builders hold to a 3-point lead. Molesky over to Morris. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Joyner. Working against the man-to-man defense, Fuller. 6 seconds on the shot clock, Molesky. Drives, dishes, Joyner 2 on the shot clock. Shot clock expires, but the Builders able to get it off in time is Caleb. Molesky trapped in the corner, able to get loose as we have a traveling violation on the Builders. So the ball will go back over to the Gators. As one of the newcomers to the Builder program, Avon Hawkins makes his way into the basketball game. Again, comes in as a 6'4" freshman guard out of Hampton. Currently works in the shipyard as a rigger, and we'll talk about that a little bit later in the broadcast. Because again, our athletes are a little bit more unique than most athletes, as Drew Walton able to draw the offensive foul on the Gators. And that'll be Amari Ackland's first personal foul and the team's first. And believe it or not, the Builders are yet to commit a foul in the basketball game. 11:55 left in the first half as the Builders hold to a 15-12 lead. Here's Hawkins. Hawkins off of a screen from Walton. And Hawkins' first shot is up and good. 17-12, our score. 11:36 left in the first. As the Builders extend their defense. Noah Pennell makes his way to the basket. Able to split several double teams on his way to 2 points, and that cuts into the Builder lead. 17-14 now as Morris works, stops, hits. Sam Morris with his first points of the afternoon. Morris, 7 points on yesterday. Gets his first 2, and the Builders lead is now 5 at 19-14. But that is going to change. As the bucket does count, that foul will be on Sam Morris. That'll be his first and the team's first. And that'll send Josh Moore to the line. Josh Moore currently with 5 points on the afternoon, looking to add to that point total. Again, definitely quiet here in the arena as the opposing team shooter shoots from the free throw line. 19-17 Builders lead. 10:45 left in the first half as Hawkins works against man-to-man defense. From Moore, shot missed, but there to clean up the glass again was Walton, but he was just unable to put it back. Here are the Gators to their leading scorer, Deshaun Johnson. And just like that, folks, 5-point lead evaporates. We're now tied 19-19, 10:20 left in the first half as Caleb Molesky gives over to Joyner. Gators, man-to-man defense. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Walton. Give. Joyner kick to Hawkins. 3-point shot is good. Very timely 3-point shot that time by the freshman, Avon Hawkins. And that pushes the Builder lead out to 3, 22-19, 9:49 left. Feed in the corner to Ackland. Back out to Moore. Moore. Long 3-point shot, no good. Walton with another rebound. Hawkins drives. Shot up and good. Hawkins with the scoring touch off the bench so far. He comes in and he's already poured in 7 points coming off the bench for the Builders. And it's good to see the Builders this season have a little bit more depth on the bench than they've had in past seasons. Hawkins helping with that this season as the kick goes to Moore, who misses. Molesky clears. Here's Joyner. Upperhead, Hawkins. Hawkins stops. Almost pops. but instead hit the front of the rim, and the rebound came down to Josh Moore. Here's Noah Pennell. Shot up off the glass and good. 24-21 Builders, 8:36 left in the first half. Here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center on the campus of NNS Shipbuilding, right here in Newport News, Virginia. As Morris shoots. Rebound comes down and taken by Noah Pennell. Here are the Gators. Pennell drives and is fouled. So far, that's been his game once he's had the basketball. He's not really looking to shoot a jumper. Bit of a slasher with the basketball, and he's able to pick up a foul on Corey Joyner as the Builders go to their bench, and Nate Downs makes his way into the basketball game. But first, we're going to have a timeout. That timeout is going to be taken by the Builders as we come back to courtside here again with you, Howard McCain. Thank you once again for joining us. Wherever you are, wherever you're watching this broadcast, once again, thank you so much for joining us. Again, Sekou Fry is our engineer-producer as we have our first timeout being taken by the Builders. Builders currently lead by a score of 24-21. Builders getting points right now where you want to get them, and they are coming from the bench. We saw Avon Hawkins, the freshman from Hampton, come into the basketball game, pour in 7 quick points, and has kept the Builders ahead right now against the Gators. Gators playing very, very well. Their big man down low, Deshaun Johnson right now, he has 8 points on this afternoon, so they're getting scoring from the inside. So we also have seen Noah Pennell, who, when he gets the basketball, not looking to shoot it much, actually looking to slash to the basket and try to pick up. But you know what? We're going to go back to the court as both teams have made their way back out onto the court. Now, that last foul on the Builders was not in the act of shooting. So instead, there's going to be a side out or side inbound for the Gators as Pennell, again, not looking to shoot, looking to slash to the basket. Here's Deshaun Johnson with the basketball, the leading scorer for the Gators with 8 points. Here's Pennell, again, slashing to the basket, misses, but there to clean it up is Johnson just before the shot clock expired. So the Builders' lead now is 1, 24-23 as Hawkins handles the basketball. 7:42 left, and the shot clock, I believe the shot clock had stopped. So they're going to reset that. So a quick officials timeout as we get these logistics all straightened out. As this will give Fuller an opportunity to check into the basketball game to give Caleb Molesky a rest. So far, Caleb, no points, no fouls, as he has a seat. As we wait now for a player for Thomas Nelson to tie his sneakers. Before we can resume action, here's Joyner. Corey Joyner getting the offense into their set. Here's Morris, 14 seconds on the shot clock to Fuller. Joyner wanting to go down low to Nate Downs. Cut off by the defense. Shot clock now at 5. Morris has to make a decision with the basketball. Slashes to the basket. Crazy shot goes in for Sam Morris. Bit of a circus shot. Probably ill-advised, but it still goes down. So no matter how bad a shot may look, if it goes in, it actually turns into a good shot. As we have a foul on the dribble penetration by the Gators. So the Builders commit a foul. That is their third team foul. As Josh Moore steps to the line and shoots the first of 2 for the Gators. Hunter Mitchell onto the floor for the Gators. As again, it goes definitely silent here in the arena when the opposing team shoots free throws. You don't normally see that during a home game, but seems to be the case here at home for the Builders as Hawkins works. Builders 26, Gators 25. 6:54 left as Hawkins all the way to the basket. Nice job of finding a dribble lane to the basket, unable to finish as the Gators on the run. 3-point shot, no good. Morris with the rebound, but there's a foul. That foul will go against Vincent Collins. Vincent Collins, that is his first personal foul, the team's 6th. Collins with 3 points as Rashawn Ely makes his way onto the playing surface for Sam Morris. Morris has a seat. Ely inbounds to Joyner. Joyner cut off and foul. So that'll be 2 quick fouls picked up right there by Vincent Collins. So that'll be his 2nd personal foul. As Coach Christopher Moore makes substitutions, Amar Ackley comes into the ball game for the Gators as they trail by 1, 26-25. And Corey Joyner will step to the line to shoot the 1-and-1 with that last foul. That put the Builders in the bonus as Joyner makes the first. 27-25, Builders lead the Gators. Another nice crowd on hand here in the Apprentice School Athletic Center to watch a good one. Close one so far, as the 2nd of 2 by Joyner is missed. 6:33 left in the first half. As you can hear both teams communicating with each other and the bench. Here's Letler. Can't find anyone down low, out to Pennell. Here's Josh Moore with the basketball as the Gators work. 5 seconds on the shot clock. 4, 3, 2, and that will be a shot clock violation. Good defense that time by the Builders to force the turnover. 27-25 is the score as the Builders hold to a 2-point lead here at home in the Apprentice School Athletic Center. So glad once again you could join us. As Corey works over to Fuller. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Here's Hawkins looking down low to Downs. Nothing there. Downs continues to work in the low post. Unable to make himself available as the feed goes in, but there's going to be a reach-in foul. That foul call is going to go on Hunter Mitchell, his first personal foul, and that'll be the 8th total team foul, so that puts Nate Downs, at the line to shoot the 1-and-1. Nate Downs, a freshman, and he drains the first of 2. A 6'7" freshman out of Chesapeake from Oscar Smith High School. Currently works in the shipyard as electrician. A 6'7" electrician as he drains the 2nd of 2. 29-25 our score. 5:37 left in the first half. Builders with the lead. Gators work outside the arc. Here's Pennell again. Slashes to the basket. Misses the short jumper. Ely with a rebound. Here's Hawkins. Hawkins being guarded closely now by Letler as it goes over to Fuller. Builders want to try to work it down low to Downs, who has a height advantage in the low post, but Ely slashes, shot up, no good. Ely gets his own rebound, but there was a foul. That'll go on Hunter Mitchell. That'll be his 2nd personal foul to go with no points for Hunter Mitchell. So that'll put Vershawn Ely at the line, who's yet to score on the afternoon. He will shoot the 1-and-1. That is the 9th team foul for the Gators, as Ely misses the first of the I take that back. It's not the 1-and-1. It is 2. He was fouled in the act of shooting, as Brandon Joyner is now back onto the floor for Avon Hawkins. Ely misses both. So here come the Gators, trailing by 4. 4:56 left in the first half. As the Gators go to work, here's Josh Moore out to Letler. Pennell, skip pass over to Moore, misses. Rebound taken by Ackley. And the Builders force another turnover by the Gators. Skip pass to Joyner. Long three-point shot, no good. Would have liked to see Brandon step in just a step or two in prior to launching that long three. Caught it slightly out of rhythm, Air ball. Possession goes over to the Gators. Here's Josh Moore with the kick. Deep into the corner to Pennell. Back out to Moore. 14 seconds on the shot clock as Moore attempts the shot. No good. Rebound taken by Downs. Here's Joyner to Fuller. Fuller drains the two. Been a bit of a scoring drought here from the floor by both teams, but the Builders break the drought. 31-25 Builders as the feed goes down low from Pennell to Amari Ackland, who lays it up off the glass for two, and the Builders lead sits at 4, 31-27 as Fuller shoots. Rebound taken by Pennell. Pennell, once again, is not looking to pass or to shoot. He's looking to slash. So he's able to pick up the foul from Corey Joyner. For Corey, that'll be his second personal foul, and that'll be the team's fourth. Pennell fouled in the act of shooting, so he will step to the line to shoot two. As once again, we give so much respect to the opposing team's shooter. We're not making any noise. As the opposition shoots free throws, as wholesale substitutions make their way onto the floor for the Builders, Drew Walton, Caleb Molesky, Avon Hawkins, they all make their way back into the basketball game. To go along with Bryant Fuller and Brandon Joyner as the second of two is missed. 31-28 is our score. Builders leading. Here's Molesky. Molesky sets the screen for Joyner. Joyner harassed. Kicks over to Hawkins. Hawkins launches the long three from the corner and hits. 34-28 is our score. 3:03 left as the Gators work it across the timeline. Here's Pennell. Euro step by Pennell, misses. But there for the putback is Amari Ackland. Builders not doing a great job of boxing out on the weak side. Ackland able to get inside, get the rebound and the putback. Makes our score Builders 34, Gators 30, 2:30 left in the first half. Shot forced that time by Joyner, looking for a foul, nothing there, as Ackland with the Euro step once again able to score. That trims the Builder lead now to 2. 34-32, 2:15 left. Hawkins on the attack, scores. So Hawkins comes off of the bench, everyone, and he's already poured in 12 points here in the first half. That is actually 1/3 of the Builders' total points, 36-32. Deep in the corner, Moore, here's Pennell. Over to Ackland. Pennell again, likes to slash to the basket. Steps up, shoots the jumper from the free throw line, missed it. Here's Molesky, 1:38 left. Builders holding to a 4-point lead. It's Hawkins. Gives the play. Walton sets the screen. Hawkins to Walton. Walton makes his way around the defense, but he is pushed prior to the shot. 1:22 left. As that foul call will go on Zavon Graham. That'll be his first personal foul. So that now puts the Builders in the double bonus for the remaining 1:22. As Drew Walton will step to the line to shoot two. For the Builders, who are holding to a 4-point lead, 36-32. Here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center as the first of two goes down. And Walton set to shoot the second of two. No good. Molesky with the rebound. Shot blocked. Zavon Graham with the block by the Gators. 1:15 remaining in the first half. Builders up by 5. 37-32. Here's Ackland. Ackland with 6 points. Works against Hawkins as we're now officially at 1 minute remaining in the first half. Kick to Pennell, who appeared to travel. No call. Again, if the officials didn't call it, folks, it didn't happen. So here's Hawkins. 23 seconds on the shot clock, 42 seconds on the game clock, so the Builders cannot hold for the final shot. As the feed goes down low to Walton, he's fouled. Xavier Graham is going to pick up his second personal foul for the Gators, and that'll put Drew Walton back at the line to shoot 2. Drew Walton now with 6 points, looking to add to that total. And he does. So Drew Walton now has 7 points. The Builders now have 38 points, and the Builders now have a 6-point advantage over the Gators, 38-32. 30 seconds left. 35.1 seconds remaining in the first half. As the second or two goes down, and we're going to get a timeout. Timeout being taken by the visiting Gators of Thomas Nelson Community College as we come back to courtside. Here with Howard McCain, we thank you so much again for joining us. Builders playing really, really well here in the first half. We did go through a little bit of a lull. Wasn't much scoring going on by either team. A lot of free throws and things like that. But the scoring has picked up somewhat here in the late in the first half. So 39-32 our score. Builders holding to a 7-point lead, 35.1 seconds left. As Thomas Nelson calls a timeout to see how they're going to draw up a play for this next 35.1. But there are only 30 seconds on a shot clock, so Thomas Nelson cannot hold for the final shot. They will have to give up the basketball to the Builders unless they get the rebound, and therefore they can run out the rest of the clock. So both teams are back on the court. Builders holding to a 7-point lead, 39-32. As the ball is inbound in the backcourt, here's Josh Moore. Over to Pennell, back to Moore. Gators in no hurry to score the basketball. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. As the Builders stay in a matchup zone. Ken Smith onto the floor for the Builders. Skip pass. Dangerous skip pass that time by Thomas Nelson. Shot up, short. 5 seconds. Here's Hawkins to Caleb Molesky. Nice job on the fast break by the Builders, and that's how the half will end. The Builders will go into the halftime locker room, ladies and gentlemen, with a 41-32 advantage over the Gators of Thomas Nelson Community College. Nice job of playing great defense right there on that last possession by the Builders, able to start the fast break. Hawkins to Caleb Molesky for the easy 2 at the end of the half, and that is where we will stand. 41-32 as we go to break. We'll be back for second half action after this.
The Apprentice School Athletics Department would like to recognize our primary corporate sponsor, Bayport Credit Union. Bayport Credit Union is a long-standing sponsor of the Builders and some affiliate.
Here we go.
My name is Letitia McCain. I am Director of Education of the Apprentice School. And I think the most fun part of it all is building a relationship with the students.
You know, the opportunity we can offer here at the Apprentice School is a very unique one. To prospective student athletes it's one of a kind.
My favorite part about being an apprentice is getting to work with my hands and playing football. And since I came in the yard, I've matured a lot, coming in straight out of high school, and I'm able to work better with others.
Oh man, it's a great experience. I mean, you're doing what you love. You're learning a great trade that you can use anywhere. It's just a great experience, best experience I ever had.
I loved it because it taught me time management. It taught me patience. I was one of those ones that did everything last minute, so it taught me how to go to work, get time for resting, get time for homework and school, and stay on top of things. My favorite thing about being an apprentice has to be the numerous opportunities that you get. As long as you show initiative, determination, and you dedicate yourself, there's no door that can't be opened.
It's not your traditional four-year college scholarship type athlete. Just hearing about the women actually getting out and working every day told me a lot about their character to even sign up and be committed to a program like this. So the challenge, I think, just knowing that these women can do both, it was inspiring.
Wrestling is one of those sports where it takes serious dedication to be really good at. And just like every other apprentice, they're going to school and they're going to work all day. They're working on nuclear aircraft carriers and submarines and being a full-time athlete.
I didn't know what to think. I was blindsided. Got to grow up a little fast, but I made it work. Been here 10 years now. And yeah, tuition free, simple. It's as simple as that.
Most recent grads that are graduating high school, their first year at college or typical university, they're sleeping in sometimes in the mornings. Our guys and young ladies are out beating on steel at 5:30 in the morning sometimes.
It's completely different. You really see how responsible you have to be to get up every morning and get to work, and how much people really rely on you.
This is not for somebody that's soft. It's something that it's very rewarding when you get through it. It's a long day. You're up at 5 or so. You may go to school all day. You may work all day. Practice afterwards. Get home, clean up, eat, do your homework, and get to bed and get ready to do it again the next day. So it's a sacrifice and it's a commitment.
I'd say my proudest moment really is just being able to have this opportunity and do it all. I mean, I got the schooling paid for and made it through that, and being able to do something that I'm really interested in.
But playing baseball is awesome through the apprentice school, because it definitely just opens more doors to move up in the company. You can't have much more fun playing baseball.
Probably is the best decision that you could make coming out of high school. You're going to be able to pay your own bills, start your own career, and also at the same time, you could get your education for free. So it's really a no-brainer.
I was recruited right out of high school. Had a defensive coordinator come to my school and say, hey man, you're not going to have any student debt when you finish up. You're going to get to play football and work with your hands every day. I said, sign me up right then and there. Greatest experience of my life thus far.
You got to have some guts. You got to be hard-nosed to be able to survive this place, this culture, this atmosphere. So what we do is we come in, we tell our guys there are no excuses. We want guys that are smart, that are going to be able to come in here and get the classwork done. That's first and foremost. But secondly, we want hard-nosed guys that really love the game of football, guys that, you know, they can't wait to get over to football practice and they love to compete. We play a fast, high-paced, exciting brand of football, so that's something they can look forward to every day. With the way we're trending and the way our program is recruiting, I can tell you that we're going to be moving into some spaces that apprentice football has never been before, and I'm excited about it.
It's a great opportunity to be able to come to the apprentice school, not only play the sport, but also be able to have a career out of it as well, too.
I believe the proudest moment I've had is to see all of our players, walk that stage. I challenge each one of them to become a superintendent as a minimum, and several of them are going through the ranks making supervision, so I'm real proud of that. That's probably more than any of them shooting 69 or 70 in my opinion.
It's a big deal when they come here that they're building nuclear-powered submarines and aircraft carriers for the U.S. Navy, and basketball is just the fun part. But what our apprentices do on a day in and day out basis is protecting our security at home, so it's something that they're going to be able to really take pride in for the rest of their lives.
We play a huge part in the safety of our country, being a contractor of the United States Navy, and it's just an opportunity that we can offer that no one else in America can, so it's really unique here and really awesome.
The opportunity of the apprentice school should be known to a lot of individuals, because it gives students an opportunity to come in and not only learn a trade, but also you get a chance to be an athlete as well. So to be able to get job skills, on-the-job training, as well as interact and be in a world-class company, I mean, what more can an individual ask for?
I'm Michael Allen. I'm the Director of Athletics here at the Apprentice School, and I am a builder.
My name is Brian Cave, and I am a builder.
My name is Nicole Jackson, and I am a builder.
My name is Ben Jones, and I am a builder.
I'm Joey Maven, and I am a builder.
My name is Zach Johnson, and I am a builder.
My name is BJ Maven, and I'm a builder.
My name is Quanisha Bruce, and I am a builder.
My name is Evan Key, and I am a builder.
My name is Mike Amrazovich, and I am a builder.
My name is John Davis, and I'm a builder.
My name is Austin Saylor, and I'm a builder.
My name is Marcus Chevres, and I am a builder.
My name is Lou Picola, and I'm a builder.
I'm Brandon Joyner, and I'm a builder.
I'm a builder.
I am a builder.
I am a builder.
I think the big players are standing up. Yes, they are doing that.
Hey, man, they got cookies, man. I forgot. Once again, I gotta eat quick. They were gonna help over to grab the napkin, huh? They're right there. What's that? They would help. I would have grabbed a napkin. Oh, that's so sweet. Here you go. Thank you. Here you go. Oh, okay. Damn. This ball. Welcome back to Courtside, everyone, here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center. I'm Howard McCain. I'm going to be bringing you second half action. If I can keep myself from getting choked up here, we have to try to get something to eat during halftime, and they have an outstanding chili dog here that I just have to scarf down really, really quickly before the second half action starts. But man, it is so good. I'm embarrassed, so if I have a little bit of cheese or chili or something on my mouth during the broadcast, please excuse that, folks. I had to get something to eat. I'm telling you, the chili dogs they got here, pretty god doggone good. So we are back for second half action. As you remember, the Builders took a 41-32 lead in the halftime. Both teams are back on the court, and we're ready to start the second half.
Builder ball as we start second half.
As we go through the second half, I will try to get you up to date on some of the stats from the first half as the Builders are set to inbound. Here's Joyner. Again, Builders with a 41-32 lead as the feed goes down low to Fuller. Builders shooting about 50%. They were right at 50% actually. They were 15 of 30 shooting in the first half. That's right at 50%, right? Builders 4 of 9 from three-point range. Leading all scorers for the Builders, Corey Joyner with 16 to go along with Caleb Molesky. I'm sorry, that's minutes. I apologize, I'm looking at minutes as I'm trying to look at the basketball court and the stats at the same time. As Brandon Joyner able to pretty much go coast to coast with the basketball for the easy lay-in, and the Builders lead is extended to 11. 43-32, 9:07 left. As the Gators go back on the attack, here's Ledler. Deep in the corner. Here's Johnson, Deshaun Johnson. Able to sky up for the rebound is Drew Walton. Again, Drew Walton, an awesome rebounder for the Builders as the three is up and good. Brandon Joyner pushes the Builder lead to 14. 46-32 is our score early on here in the second half of action. As the Gators work against the matchup zone being employed right now by the Builders. Nearly a traveling call there, but the ball will be thrown into the backcourt. That is going to be a backcourt violation on the Gators. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a turnover. So the Builders will go back on the attack as they lead currently 18-11 remaining in the ball game. Builders with a comfortable 14-point lead over the visiting Gators from Thomas Nelson Community College. I'm sorry, yeah, Thomas Nelson Community College. What am I thinking? Here's Corey Joyner. I'm sorry, that was Brandon. Molesky fights. Tips the pass, tips the loose ball over to Walton, who is able to lay it up and in for another bucket. 48-32 is our score. As the Gators continue to play on, I thought maybe the coach would have called a timeout to try to rally his team, but instead he's going to let this be a play on again. Christopher Moore is the head coach for the Gators. Here's Josh Moore, deep in the corner, 3, good. So that kind of stops the bleeding a little bit here for the Gators as they trim the Builder lead down to 13. 48-35 is our score, 17-22 remaining in the basketball game. As Fuller does everything right, misses but is able to get the loose ball back, feed from Walton to Joyner for 2. 15-point lead now by the Builders, 50-35 over the Gators. 17 minutes exactly remaining in the first half. Ledler with the basketball, 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Builders in a zone, here's Moore. Ledler. Wow. I didn't quite see that foul, but it's going to be called on Brian Fuller. So that'll be his his second team foul, the first. Correction, let me mix that back around. That will be Fuller's second personal foul and the team's first. As Ken Smith makes his way back into the ball game, the 6'4" forward sophomore out of Virginia Beach. Aiklin with the basketball. Moore over to Ledler. Ledler being guarded by Smith. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Here's Moore to Aiklin. Aiklin tries to feed down low, but he traveled. That is a turnover, ladies and gentlemen. So the ball goes back over to our home Builders as Joyner works against the full court press. Walton over to Brandon Joyner, who bullies his way to the basket but unable to come up with the bucket, so the ball sails out of bounds. 16 left. Builders up by 15, 50-35 as Ledler works. Aiklin back to Ledler. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Here's Moore. Almost threw it into the backcourt again. Nice job of saving it that time by Ledler, who made his way to the basket, but then decided at the last minute to shoot. And most of your basketball pundits will tell you if you leave your feet, know what you're going to do with the basketball first. You can't get in midair and then change your mind. Long three-point shot, no good. Johnson there for the putback for the Gators. So the Builders hold to a 13-point lead with 15:36 left. Here's Walton. Back out to Joyner. Deep corner 3 from Smith. Misses everything, but Walton is there to clean up the mess. Drew Walton pours in his 12th point on this afternoon. 52-37 is our score, 15-point lead by the Builders. Here's Ledler off of a screen. Ledler once again in to the fray, and they're going to call a blocking foul. Kind of looked like the player might have been out of control slightly to me. That's going to go on Drew Walton. That'll be his first. A little bit of a dangerous play that time as Sam Morris makes his way into the ball game. A little bit of a dangerous play that time coming from Ledler. As Ledler made his way into the lane, he had both of his elbows high. Thank goodness he didn't catch a Builder player in the chin or anything like that. Here's Moore. Corner 3, good. 52-40, Builders by 12. With 14:55 left in the basketball game, here's Molesky. Joyner slowing it down. Good decision that time by Corey, just to slow the basketball down. Over to Molesky. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Here's Smith. Smith finds Joyner. Joyner feeds down low to Walton. No foul for a reach in as the Gators attack. Here's Johnson, and he's fouled. Foul is going to go on Ken Smith of the Builders. That'll be his first personal foul and the team's third. Deshaun Johnson was fouled in the act of shooting, so he will go to the line to shoot too. Right now, Johnson with 12 points to lead all scorers for the Gators, looking to add to it, and he does not on that free throw. Nate Downs into the ball game, the 6'7" freshman out of Oscar Smith High School in Chesapeake, makes his way into the ball game as Johnson misses the second. So a fruitless trip down court for the Gators. They still trail by 12 as Caleb Molesky handles the basketball off to Joyner. Here's Smith, and he's in the scoring column. Smith with his first two of this afternoon's basketball game. He has 2 points, and the Builders are now up 54-40. Johnson over to Moore. Back to Ledler. Ledler barks out the instructions.
One corner.
Here's Akeland, guarded closely by Morris. Builders are in a zone. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Moore back to Akeland. Akeland kicks out. Long three-point attempt is no good by Jamal Everett, but we have a foul.
Number 20, Deshaun Johnson, his first team
Deshaun Johnson, who again has 12 points right now, is not the leading scorer for the Gators. He picks up another personal foul, so that'll be his second to go along with his 12 points. Right now, Josh Moore leads all scorers for the Gators with 14. Here's Morris. Looking down low, nothing there. Kicks it out. Here's Joyner. 13-20 left in the basketball game. Here's Smith. Long three, no good. Long rebound comes off to the Gators. Jamal Everett, who takes it coast to coast.
Jamal Everett.
Poor transition defense that time by the Builders, as their lead is now at 12, 54-42. Someone has to step up and stop the basketball on a fast break. No one did that time for the Builders. So the Gators were able to get an easy two as Smith tries another three-point shot off the front of the rim. Here's Johnson to Moore. Here's Akeland. Long skip pass off to Moore, but Nate Downs there to get the rebound, but unable to control it, so it goes out of bounds. So the basketball will stay on this end with the Gators as Vershawn Ely and Avon Hawkins make their way into the basketball game. Remember, Hawkins put up double digits in the first half coming off the bench. He was able to pour in 12 as the shot was forced, partially blocked that time by Nate Downs of the Builders. And here comes Sam Morris to Joyner, to Ely. Ely strip. Here's Johnson. Johnson all the way down court, coast to coast once again for the Gators. And the Builders have to do a better job in transition defense. When the fast break starts, someone has to step up and force the dribbler to change direction as Hawkins misses. Tie up with the basketball, jump ball situation as both players start to dance. I don't think either one of them wanted to do that with each other because there was no music being played. So the possession arrow is in favor of the Gators, so the basketball goes over.
Vincent Collins back in the game for the Gators.
Both guys able to walk away from the tie-up smiling, so that's a good sign. So the Gators go back on the offense, trailing by 10, 54-44. A bunch of time left in this basketball game. 11:43. Gators nearly turn it over. Here's a long three. And that is good, and the foul. So that foul is going to be against Rashawn Ely. And that foul is going to be for Josh Moore. So for Josh Moore, he now has 17 points this afternoon.
Foul was called on number 22, Evan Hawkins. That's his first 14
I
foul.
thought the foul was going to be over Rashawn Ely, but it was actually on Avon Hawkins. That's his first personal foul. So Josh Moore will step to the line to shoot one free throw. And it makes it a 4-point trip down the court for the Gators, as we have a delay of game called on number 24 of the Gators. That's Jamal Everett. So that'll be his first. Now, that's not a foul. That's a warning, I believe. It is a warning. I did get the official to confirm. So that's a warning now. The next one will be a technical. Builders 54, Gators 48. As we just get it across the timeline in the allotted 10 seconds. Here's Walton back to the basket, makes his move, up off the glass, and good. Drew Walton pours in his 12th point, 14th point of this afternoon's basketball game, and the Builders extend their lead to 8. And the Gators cut into that. Long three-point shot, good by Vincent Collins. And now the Builders' lead is down to 5. 56-51, Walton. Skip pass to Fuller. Fuller with his own three-point shot is no good, but there was a foul underneath on the rebound, and I believe that's going to go on the Gators. That's going to go on Noah Panel. So for Panel, that'll be his first personal foul, the second team foul. Caleb Molesky was fouled, so was he in the act of shooting? I guess they're going to give him that. I thought he was in the act of rebounding, but he's going to shoot 2. As Caleb drains the first of 2. 57-51 is our score. Builders come away from the free throw line. 10:44 left in the basketball game as Molesky hits the second of 2. 58-51 is our score. And for Caleb Molesky, that was his 3rd and 4th point of the basketball game. 1 foul so far as the ball is thrown out of bounds. Was not touched by a Builder, so that'll be a turnover by the Gators. Noah Panel was looking for someone to slash to the basket. The slash never came. Ball went out of bounds. Christopher Moore's team, the Gators, currently trail by 7. 58-51 as Joyner crosses the timeline. So now the Builders want to continue to be aggressive, but they do want to try to eat up some of this clock. Still a whole lot of basketball left to be played, though. 10:13 remaining in the basketball game as Bryant feeds Walton. Walton travels. So that will be a turnover on our Builders. Score still remains 58-51. 10:07 left in the basketball game as Panel gets the offense into their play. Moore being guarded by Joyner. Man-to-man defense now by the Builders. Deep in the corner. Here's Panel. 8 seconds left on the shot clock as he looks. Tries to get it off to Johnson. Shot clock at 5. 4, Johnson. This is the Panel. 2, 1. And that will be a shot clock violation. Shot clock violation came prior to the bumping foul by the Builders. So, folks, that will be a turnover. 9:36 left in the basketball game. Builders 58, Gators 51. Here's Joyner to Molesky to Hawkins. Builders able to get it over the timeline in plenty of time as Caleb Molesky with the left hand. Able to lay it up off of the glass for two, 60-51. Builders holding. 9:15 left in the basketball game as Panel works it over to Akeland, guarded closely by Molesky. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Akeland looking to get it down low to Johnson. 7. Thought it might have been a traveling call underneath, but it was not. Walton able to secure the defensive glass. Here's Molesky. Builders, I'm sure, want to slow things down and try to eat a little bit of clock. Hawkins, shot, short, and it's not handled by Walton on the rebound, so it trickles out of bounds.
Number 3, Hunter Ledler back in the game for the Gators.
Hunter Ledler makes his way back onto the court for Noah Panel. So Panel will sit down. Is it Panel or Pennell? I'm not sure. I think it's Pennell. For the rest of the game, it'll be Noah Pennell. Here's Hunter Ledler. I apologize. I was actually thinking, and I just actually ended up thinking out loud on that one. So it's going to be Noah Pennell for the remainder of the game as Akeland forces it, misses. Here's Joyner. Double teamed in the backcourt. Good job of splitting the defense and able to get the basketball off before he was traveled. And there's going to be a foul underneath. So the Gators turn up the heat just a little bit in the backcourt, but Joyner was able to handle it, split the defense, and get the basketball out into the corner. Walton fouled down low in the act of shooting, so he will step to the line to shoot two. 60-51 Builders lead. 8:10 remaining in the basketball game. And the first of two is no good. Walton sinks the second of two. Builders lead now at 10. 61-51. Here's Ledler to Johnson, who's really been playing the perimeter quite a bit here in the second half when he primarily was playing in the low post in the first half and was able to score. There's going to be a foul prior to the shot. That's going to be on Brian Fuller. That'll be his second personal foul, and I believe that'll be the team's fifth. 7:44 left. Gators set to inbound. Here's Akeland. Moore being guarded closely by Hawkins. Back to Akeland. Off of a screen from Johnson. Here's Moore. Shot clock at 5. 4, 3, 2. Shot off in time. No good. Walton with the rebound. Here's Hawkins. Hawkins squeezes a three. Nothing doing, but there was a foul underneath. That foul, I believe, is going to go. There was no foul. So no foul call. I thought there was one. I saw Brian Fuller coming out flexing his arm. I thought maybe he might have gotten hit across the wrist. Instead, they got all ball. It went out of bounds, so the possession will stay with the Builders as Fuller tries to create some separation. Shot off the front of the rim. Rebound taken by Johnson of the Gators. Here's Moore. Moore all the way across the lane, able to get it up and off the glass and into the basket. 61-53. Builders, a lot of time still left. 6:45 remaining in the basketball game as Fuller able to track it down and get it over to Fuller. I'm sorry, that was Joyner. Fuller works off of a screen. Drops it down to Walton. Walton against Johnson. Walton makes his move. Shot up and good. Nice spin move on the low post that time by Walton to pick up the easy basket. Builders now lead by 10 again, 63-53, 6-12 left in the basketball game. As Lettler gives it off to Moore, back to Lettler. Shot clock at 10. Here's Moore. Three-point shot, no good. Missed everything. As Christopher Moore, coach of the Gators, was looking for a foul. Nothing doing, and the referee said that it was clean. So the Builders take over. Joyner across the timeline, kick to his brother. Brandon Joyner for three. So that now extends the Builder lead to 66-53, 13-point lead as we get a timeout. Timeout being taken by the visiting Gators, and it's probably a good one as Christopher Moore starts to see things sort of unravel just a little bit for his basketball team here in the second half. As we come back to courtside here with Howard McCain, thank you so much for coming back with us. Sekou Fry operating as our engineer-producer for this afternoon's game, and we've seen the Builders at times kind of let the basketball game get away from them. I believe the last time this basketball game was actually tied was right at about 19-19, but the Builders were able to hold off, get the game into halftime. The Builders went into the locker room with a lead, came out after halftime, and now they've extended that lead now to 66-53, 13-point lead for the Builders, 5:39 remaining in the basketball game. So there's still an eternity of time left in this basketball game. You know how it is with basketball. A little bit of time can get stretched out a long way with all the timeouts that each team is afforded. So the timeout is now up. Builders are about to come back onto the court. Builders now enjoy a 13-point lead again, thanks in part to a nice three-point shot deep in the corner by Brandon Joyner. Both teams are back on the court. Gators set to inbound. Here's Johnson with the basketball. Builders bench yelling for a travel. Collins was able to get the basketball off. 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1 on the shot clock, and the Gators are going to get bailed out by a foul call. So that foul call is going to go on Fuller. So that'll be his fourth personal foul, and he'll have to come off the floor. As Hunter Ledler toes the line to shoot two, and the first is good. 66-54, Builders by 12 as Hawkins makes his way back into the basketball game for the Builders. And the second of two gets knocked down. So Hunter Ledler will make his exit as Noah Pennell makes his way back into the ball game. 5:18 remaining, 66-55. Builders by 11. Four-court press now on for the Gators as Hawkins able to get it across the timeline and throws an errant pass. Bit of a lazy pass that time to Caleb Molesky, but Hawkins able to recover and get the defensive rebound. So here's Joyner with an 11-point lead over the Gators. Builders in no hurry, as they should be. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Here's Hawkins. Hawkins, shot clock at 10. Here's Joyner working. Shot clock at 7. Shot up, no good. Molesky with the putback. 68-55, and that's heartbreaking for a coach when you see your team go down and they do everything right defensively, able to defend late in the shot clock, force the team to get off a bad shot, and they still make it. as Moore able to put down the basket for the Gators, but there's a foul. That foul is on Noah Pennell. So for Pennell, that is his second personal foul, so he'll have a seat. And back into the ball game is Hunter Ledler for the Gators. Gators trail 68-57, 11-point lead by the Builders. Caleb Molesky works the ball into the front court. Gives it off to Hawkins. Hawkins finds a cutting Walton. Walton shot up and good. Good job of showing patience with the basketball that time by the youngster, the freshman, Hawkins, to wait for the play to develop. Able to give Walton a nice pass down low for an easy bucket. Here are the Gators. Collins did everything right for the Gators to get the ball to the basket, and just couldn't put it in there. So Walton able to come down with the rebound. Now they called a tie-up. They called a tie-up. I believe possession should go to the Builders. There was a failure to change the possession arrow at the scorer's table, but they weren't keeping the books correctly, so the ball will actually go back over to the Builders. So the correct call is made, so the possession arrow is in favor of the Builders, who are sitting on a 13-point lead, 70-57, 13:30 remaining in the basketball game. Builders able to eclipse their point total from last night when they scored 65. Today they're scoring 70. Hawkins, long three. And if you are the Builders, you want to try to slow it down, get as deep in the shot clock as you possibly can, and try to shorten this basketball game as the Gators miss a point-blank range layup. Johnson was able to get the rebound, but just was not able to put it back as it was swatted out of his hands. 3:04 left in the basketball game, 19 seconds remaining on the shot clock for the Gators as they inbound underneath their own basket. And they do. Here's Ackland. Over to Collins. Gators attack, but there's a block, and they're going to call a foul on Walton. I'm sorry. That's, yes. Correct. I apologize. It was on Walton. Walton with 19 points today, playing very well on the offensive and the defensive end of the court. As the first of two is missed by Hunter Ledler. So our score will remain 70-57, Builders over the Gators. As Jamal Everett makes his way into the basketball game for the Gators, 2:55 left. Here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center on the campus of NNS Shipbuilding. Second or two goes down for the Gators as Joyner being harassed in the backcourt off to Corey Joyner, who misses the basket in transition. So the Gators are on the attack, trailing by 12 as Johnson pulls. And I thought Bayport Credit Union was right down the street, but on that shot, Johnson went straight to the bank and was able to cash that one in for a basket. 2:26 remaining, Builders up by 10, 70-60. Still a lot of time left in the game. Builders have not quite put this one away just yet, as we have a foul. That's going to be on the defense. That is going to go against Amari Ackland, who simply ran straight through Caleb Molesky. So that'll be the fifth team foul, his Ackland's second personal, as Fuller makes his way onto the court. So it's not a shooting situation right now for the Builders. They are not in the bonus yet. 2:15 left. Gators still have 4 timeouts, so the game isn't quite over yet. As long as that three-point line is out there, there's still basketball to be played. We have a foul call, and that's going to go on Deshaun Johnson, his third personal foul, to go with his 16 points. So it will be Corey Joyner stepping to the line to shoot 2-11, left in the basketball game. Builders sitting on a 10-point lead as it starts to get a little late in the contest. And the first of two is good for Corey Joyner. Corey Joyner, that is his 5th point of this afternoon's contest, and he adds to it. 6 points on this afternoon for Corey Joyner, and that pushes the Builder lead up to 12 now. 72-60, Builders over the Gators. 2 minutes remaining in the basketball game as Deshaun Johnson works the basketball to Akeland, who is fouled. And each time the Builders foul, that stops the clock. Brian Fuller.
That's his 5th.
So for Fuller, that is his 5th and final personal foul, so he'll have a seat. So Hawkins will make his way into the basketball game along with Yo-Yo Ely for the visiting Gators. And each time the Builders commit a foul, that stops the clock, that gives the Gators an opportunity to score the basketball with the clock stopped. And right now, the clock is our enemy. We do not want it stopped, as Akeland misses the first of two. Builders have to be a little bit smarter on the defensive end with their fouls, as Akeland hits 1 of 2. 72-61 Builders, as Joyner is fouled deep in the backcourt. So that foul is on Jamal Everett. That is his first personal foul, the team's 7th. So what that does now is it puts the Builders in the bonus. So the Builders will be shooting the 1-and-1. As Josh Moore comes in. Yo-Yo Ely sits. So it's Corey Joyner at the line shooting the 1-and-1 for the Builders to try to extend this lead, which right now sits at about 4 possessions. So every point counts, as the first of 2 is good. Still a 4-possession basketball game, as the Builders are up by 12. And that free throw makes it a 5-possession lead. So that puts a lot of pressure now on the Gator offense to start shooting threes for the remainder of the basketball game. So guarding the three-point line will be paramount as the Gators lose the basketball. Thomas able to pick it up. Pennell looks, kicks out to the three-point line, and there's the first of 3, the first of 4. Vincent Collins able to drain a three-point shot as the Builders able to break the press. Hawkins to the basket, scores. Hawkins picks up his 14th point as Moore goes on the attack. And the Builders, nope, that is an offensive foul call. Wait a minute, was that an offensive? Yes, that is going to be an offensive foul call, ladies and gentlemen. So the Gators turn the basketball over with 1:08 remaining. That offensive foul call is on Josh Moore. That is Josh Moore's. Okay, they've already taken it off the board. I didn't see it. But nonetheless, that foul was on Josh Moore of the Gators, so it goes back to the Builders. Builders holding to a 12-point lead. Exactly 1 minute left in the basketball game as Joyner works it across the timeline with only 1 second to spare. Double team on Joyner. decides to play a little bit to keep away as Hawkins launches a long three, but Walton there to clean it up. So the shot clock should have reset. It did not. The shot clock did not reset, unfortunately, so it's going to be a play on. Here's Walton to Joyner. Shot clock at 5-4. Walton with the layup, misses it, but he's fouled. So 28.1 seconds remaining in the basketball game. The Builders with a 12-point lead, and it looks as if the Builders are definitely going to hold on and win this afternoon's basketball game as Walton steps to the line to add to his point total. He currently has 19. Ball rims out. So he has an opportunity to match the number on his jersey in points if he's able to drain this free throw here late in the basketball game. Come on, Drew, get it in there. And he misses. I must have put a hex on him, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. As Akeland is able to score quickly on the other end. Builders lead is at 10, 19 and a half seconds left. So Corey Joyner will toe the line once again to shoot two for the Builders. Again at 19.5 seconds remaining in the basketball game. Corey Joyner has an opportunity to get it to double digits. That is his 9th point of the afternoon. If he drains this one, he has 10 points. And he does not. So Drew Walton will end the basketball game with 19. Joyner with 9 as the Gators score. Hawkins fouled, 11.2 seconds left. Builders up by 9.
Gator foul number 22, Vincent Collins, his 3rd.
So let's see if Hawkins can drain both of his.
Hawkins at the line for the Builders, shooting 2.
All right, Hawkins is sitting at 14 points off the bench. The freshman played very well this afternoon. He and his family ought to be proud as he makes the first of 2. 15 points now by Hawkins. Builders up by 10. 11.2 seconds left in this contest as he makes the second of 2. So Hawkins' afternoon will end with 16 points for the Builders. Played very well as Pennell gets it up. No good. Clock at 3, 2, 1. Johnson misses the last shot, and that's how it will end. The Builders will hold on to a 79-68 victory here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center on the campus of Newport News Shipbuilding. And we will come back courtside for one final time here in the broadcast to just talk about what happened. Great game today by the Builders. Nice win by the Builders. They played well, in my opinion, from start to finish. Stayed very aggressive with the basketball, scored the ball in bunches, as a matter of fact. Did a nice job on the offensive end as well as defensive end. You have to tip your hat once again to Drew Walton, who always does an amazing job on the offensive and defensive boards. Scoring was very, very balanced all the way across the board for the Builders. Nice job of coming off of the bench, pouring in 16 points of his own was the freshman, Avon Hawkins. So for the Builders, a nice win for first-year coach Tim Sparks. Tough loss for the opposing coach for the Gators. Again, that is Christopher Moore, whose team came into today's game dropping 4 of 7 basketball games, but ironically losing those games by only an average of 7.5 points. So Coach Moore has a very competitive team, just not quite able to close those games out right at the end. So for the Builders, they pick up their 5th win on the season. Their overall record now goes to 5-2 on the season, and we'll get ready for the next game, which I don't think will be till after the Christmas holidays. So Once again, we want to thank everyone, wherever you are, for tuning in into this afternoon's basketball game. I'm Howard McCain. For our engineer-producer, Sekou Fry, we want to say good evening, and thank you once again for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, the Builders come away with a 79-68 win over the Gators of Thomas Nelson Community College. Remember always, this is Builder Basketball.